Hello and greetings from Malaysia. Welcome to this evening's event, where I hope we will hear many inspiring stories and be encouraged by these and by one another. I speak to you as President-elect of CIBSE, the Chartered Institution of Building Services Engineers, and the institution's first female president in her 42-year history. Sally, who's with you now and who has been heavily involved in the organisation of this evening's event, asked me to say a few words and to share some of my story with you. So if you don't mind indulging me, I'd like to take you back a few years to when I first decided to become an engineer, quite some time ago now. At that time, somewhere around my early teens, I had a passion for what I now know to be process engineering and energy conservation. And in selecting my first university degree, it did not even cross my mind that as a female engineering student, I would be in a minority. It seemed the most natural thing in the world to me to want to be an engineer. And so it was somewhat of a shock to discover that I was only one of three in a class of 42 students. As my career progressed and I held several jobs in industry, and as I then moved to Heriot-Watt University, these percentages improved a bit, but as female engineers we are still very much underrepresented. And so this is an important area that really deserves our attention. I shall not bore you with the details of every step of my career, but throughout my time as an engineer, I have been supported by fantastic colleagues who have never treated me any differently, either in a positive or a negative way, because I am female. But like the assumption of the younger me, along the way I had not anticipated encountering so many firsts. So for example, when I requested my first maternity leave, the agency that was funding my work did not have a process to facilitate this, as they had never encountered such a request before. But we press on and we eventually succeed. I hesitate to use the words role model, but I do hope I have provided an example of what may be achieved to other young women thinking of entering the profession. Things are of course changing. In the UK in 2014, we learned of the first female president of the Royal Academy of Engineering, Professor Dame Anne Dowling. And in 2015, 2008, and as early as 1997, the Institution of Engineering Technology, the Institution of Civil Engineers, and the Institution of Mechanical Engineers, respectively, appointed their first female presidents. But there is much to do, even within my own institution, CIBSE. I am delighted to let you know that a year or so ago, myself and the then President John Field embarked on a mission to develop the institution's first inclusivity panel. And I'm delighted at the success of this panel. As an inclusivity panel, their goal is to ensure our institution welcomes all. It's not only about addressing gender imbalances, but this is one key priority. And recently, upon advice from the panel, CIBSE released an institutional statement noting, CIBSE members, affiliates and staff work every day to advance the art of the possible. Our product, the built environment, is shared and enjoyed by all. We believe that an inclusive culture brings resilience, creativity and innovation, qualities that deliver both better buildings and a stronger building services community. We are working hard to ensure that our organisation and profession are welcoming to all for the benefit of all. So I think this statement really encompasses the approach that we should all take in supporting equality in the engineering sector. However, I suspect I am preaching to the converted, to coin a phrase. I'm sure everyone in the room this evening will be of a similar mindset and will heartily support equality, diversity and inclusivity. So we must continue to push this message, to raise awareness, to support our junior colleagues and to ensure that we provide the best opportunities for those considering or who might consider entering the engineering profession. Let's continue with the good work. May I finish by saying that I'm very grateful for the opportunity to speak to you tonight. And I only wish I could be there with you in Hong Kong to enjoy what I'm sure will be a very wonderful evening. Thank you very much.